Hello and welcome back to the Second Chance to Live channel here on YouTube. I'm happy to see that you decided to stop by to watch this presentation. In today's video presentation, I'm going to be sharing again an article that I recently wrote. To read the article, I'll put my glass back on and bring up the article. I want to thank you for your time. You're an important part of my process. Here's the article, 9 Habits to Benefit from Using the Principle of Neuroplasticity. Below are 9 habits that have benefited me in the creation of new neural pathways and brain reorganization. Habits that have helped me to create hope in my life through repetitive mirrored movements. Habits that have improved my well-being and quality of life by applying the principle of neuroplasticity. Here's the definition of neuroplasticity from medicine.net. Neuroplasticity allows the neurons or nerve cells in the brain to compensate for injury and disease and to adjust their activities in response to new situations or to changes in their environment. Brain reorganization takes place by mechanisms such as axonal sprouting, in which undamaged axons grow new nerve endings to reconnect neurons whose links were injured or severed. Undamaged axons can also sprout new nerve endings and connect with other undamaged cells, forming a new neural pathway to accomplish a needed function. So a nerve cell is comprised of an axon, axonal sheath, and a dendrite, and nerve cells are connected to one another by neurotransmitters, which create or transmit messages across from one nerve cell to another nerve cell. So this process creates new nerve cells so that they can communicate with one another, as I understand. To illustrate these habits, I have included a definition of the habit, my perspective, a quote, and a link to an article that further shares my perspective. Here's the first habit: hard work or work ethic or being industrious. Working energetically and devotedly, hardworking, diligent, and that's by dictionary.com. Hard work for me means being diligent to accomplish a task or a goal that is set before me with focus. Hard work involves sticking with a project or a goal by continuing to do the footwork to achieve the desired outcome. For me, hard work does not mean running a sprint, but involves running a marathon, which requires consistent and ongoing effort. And here's the quote: without hard work, nothing grows but weeds. And that's by Gordon B. Hinckley. And the article link, which I have here in the article, and I'll include a link to this particular video presentation or article that I'm reading from in the description portion on YouTube. The article link is a word of encouragement. Keep swinging at the fences. The next habit is commitment, which is a willingness to give your time and energy to something that you believe in, or a promise or firm decision to do something. And that's by Cambridge Dictionaries Online. For me, commitment involves loyalty, first to myself, to stick with a goal regardless. Commitment communicates to me that to remain undeterred by what I set out to accomplish. Although the way that I set out to accomplish something may have changed because of my brain injury or a stroke or some other disability, my commitment teaches me that I can find a way that will work for me to be able to accomplish my goal. Here's the quote: seek out that particular mental attribute which makes you feel most deeply and vitally alive, along which comes the inner voice which says, this is the real me. And when you have found that attitude, follow it. And that's by James Truesdell Adams. The article link is When Circumstances Change Our Plans. The next habit is determination, which is a positive emotion that involves persevering towards a difficult goal in spite of obstacles. Determination occurs prior to goal attainment and serves to motivate behavior that will help achieve one's goal. And that's by Wikipedia. Determination for me helps me to focus on what I want to accomplish in spite of obstacles and setbacks. Obstacles become a sign on the road that helps me to realize that adjustments need to be made to accomplish my desired goals. Determination teaches me to not give up in spite of apparent obstacles and setbacks, because I know that more will be revealed in time. And here's the quote: "I will prepare, and someday my chance will come," and that's by Abraham Lincoln. The article link is experiencing adversity, failure, setbacks, and not giving up. Drive or motivation is the next habit. There are three major components to motivation: activation, persistence, and intensity. Activation involves the decision to initiate a behavior. Persistence is the continued effort toward a goal, even though obstacles may exist. Finally, intensity can be seen in the concentration and vigor that goes into pursuing a goal. And that's from About Education, What is Motivation? And I have links to these particular places that I'm taking the definitions from, so you can click on those if you'd like to here in the article. Motivation can be external or internal. Being externally driven will only last until the threat is removed. Being internally motivated or driven, on the other hand, is sustainable because the individual's internal desire to achieve the skill set, or goal. Drive encourages me to stick with the process and keep learning from my circumstances, my experience, and my opportunities. Here's the quote: "If you advance confidently in the direction of your dreams and endeavor to live the life that you have imagined, you will meet with a success unexpected in common hours." And that's by Henry David Thoreau. The article link is "Don't give up, your life matters." The next characteristic or habit is discipline. Training to act in accordance with rules, drill, activity, exercise, or regimen that develops or improves a skill, the rigor or training effects of experience, adversity. For me, discipline means that I keep working on my craft, tweaking and taking away, adding and making the decision to follow through, to condition myself to achieving an end. Discipline means that I do not give up on the process as I keep my eye on the goal, whatever the goal may be at the time. Discipline involves progress, not perfection. And here's the quote that I like: "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment." And that's by Jim Rohn. The article link is Neuroplasticity, Small Successes, and Relearning Skill Sets. The next characteristic or habit for achieving the ends brought about through repetitive mirrored movement, or neuroplasticity, is fortitude. Fortitude means courage or bravery. Fortitude, meaning courage or bravery, is the ability and willingness to confront fear, pain, danger, anger, uncertainty, or intimidation. And that's by Wikipedia. Again, fortitude, meaning courage or bravery, is the ability and willingness to confront fear, pain, danger, uncertainty, or intimidation. For me, fortitude means that I commit to pursuing my dreams and my destiny, my vision and mission, in the face of being minimized, marginalized, dismissed, and discounted. Fortitude means that I remain true to myself, regardless of whether anyone else gets it or understands me. Fortitude means that I stay committed to my goals, whatever they may be at the time. To thine own self be true. And here's the quote that I like. Fortitude is the marshal of thought, the armor of will, and the fort of reason, by Francis Bacon. And the article link is having the courage to be me. The next characteristic or habit is persistence. Persistence. The quality that allows someone to continue doing something or trying to do something, even though it is difficult or opposed by other people. And that's by Merriam-Webster. For me, persistence is the decision to get up more times than I fall down. Persistence for me means that I don't give up regardless. Giving up, it simply is not an option. Persistence means believing in myself. And here's the quote that I like. Persistence and resilience only come from having been given the chance to work through difficult problems. And that's by Gever, Gever Tully, Tulley. The article link is answering the call that never came. The next characteristic or habit needed to develop new neural pathways and brain reorganization through neuroplasticity is tenacity, an unwillingness to yield or give up, being dogged, stubbornly persevering, and steadfast. That's by Wiktionary, Wiktionary. Tenacity keeps me moving toward what I want to accomplish in my life. Tenacity means that I keep looking for a way to win in life. Tenacity means that I do not give myself no for an answer. Tenacity means that I trust the process of loving God and myself. Tenacity means that I keep moving forward. Here's the quote that I like. It is not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer, by Albert Einstein. And the article is detailed about page, which goes into a detailed explanation or insight into my journey from the time that I was born forward. And the final characteristic or habit one needs to have in order to develop new neural pathways and brain reorganization is this courage. Courage is the state of mind or spirit that enables one to face danger, fear, or vicissitudes with self-possession, confidence, and resolution and bravery. Courage to me means I stay committed to the process, the footwork, and the journey. Courage helps me to remember that I do not have to do things perfectly. Courage reminds me that I can pursue excellence instead of perfection. Courage reminds me that Courage reminds me that with all learning, there is a learning curve. Courage reminds me to stay committed to the process, the mission, and the vision. Courage gives me hope. Here's a quote that I like. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the result of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition, by Steve Jobs. And the article link is More Than a Survivor. And here's some bonus quotes that I wanted to share with you all. First quote is, insist on yourself, never imitate your own gift. You can present with the cumulative force of a whole life's cultivation, but of the adopted talent of another you have only an extemporaneous half possession. Do that which is assigned to you, and you cannot hope too much or dare too much. And that's by Henry David Thoreau. The next quote is, our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It is not just some of us, it is everyone. And as we let our light to shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Sir, I just want to thank you. You saved my life, from the movie Coach Carter, quote attributed to Marianne Williamson. And the last quote is, here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the round pegs in square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules. You can quote them, disagree with them, glorify or vilify them. But the only thing you can't do is ignore them, because they change things. They push the human race forward. And while some may see them as the crazy ones, we see the genius. Because the ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. And that's by Rob Siltanen, Siltanen. This is the end of the video presentation of the article. I want to thank you for your time. Before I go, let me encourage you with something that I too need to remember. Do not give up on yourself, the process, or loving God, because more will be revealed to us in time. The pieces of the puzzle will come together in the correct order and at the right time. I'll say so long for now. Have a great day, and God bless both you and your family. So long now.